Won't be like, you know.
Yeah, we won't even see it.
Notice. Dun, 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 dun.
Uh, what's the link that you're sharing with everyone? So I can
Um,
get that also.
I'll post it. I'll post it to my Twitter right now.
Okay. Oh, I just saw it. I got it. Oh wait, no. I just saw it. Like, down here. Maybe that was it.
Thank you. I'll be like, you know.
Yeah, we won't use it.
Did you just find the link or something?
I didn't find it yet. Is it on your? What's the link that you're sharing with everyone?
I'll post it. I'll post it to my Twitter right now. I think that's actually me. That's what. That's smart. Great. Great. Okay, now it's on my Twitter.
Are you sure it's on your Twitter?
It's should be. It's live with a hater.
Oh yeah, live with a hater in quotes. There it is. Got it. You see on top. Okay, thank you for hosting, Shelby. Alright.
Take it away.
Alright. Give me a minute, I gotta post the device now.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm not gonna tweet it because it's very like popular on Twitter. Or I can just echo. I'm gonna plug it in. I can barely back up. Hello. Yeah, it's still echo. Okay, it's just gonna echo no matter what. Can you hear me okay?
That might be. Do you have any? Like, did you open the link on your side?
Did I open a link? I have a couple links open.
Well, if you open the video broadcast link, it's gonna play the audio, so that might be the echo.
This is the only one that I have there.
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. So take it away.
Oh, my Word document back again. Of all the people that make videos against you, why did you pick me since I made a theory and like all my videos you kind of not so seriously trying to against you?
What did I do?
Why did you pick of all people who oppose you?
Oh, you mean why did I pick you to ask questions?
Yeah.
I did it because you were the most recent person who was having, you know, an issue, and you don't make videos obsessively. Like it's not like you made like, 10 plus videos. You just made like 3, I think. I don't watch any of the like videos that people make about me because some people might be cool with sitting down and watching someone just rip them apart. But like I just don't feel like that's a good use of my time. Like I'm happy to, respond to messages on Tumblr. Like I do it regularly where people are really mean on Tumblr. And so am I to general groups. Like I'll say, oh, Christians are stupid for doing this. It's just opinions of groups. Everybody has opinions of groups. But no, like I respond to people if it's short and sweet. But like the long stuff, I just can't handle that. So no, I picked you because you were recent and you weren't obsessive.
Yeah.
Because the obsessive stuff, it creeps me out. It really does. It's like when somebody makes an insane amount of videos about you, it becomes like really awkward. And then people are like, oh, you should talk to them. And it's like I don't want to talk to this person who's like obsessed with me. That's weird. So that's why.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, Word. A lot of these are just like questions that I'm not asking. questions that other people might ask you. So, you know,
Yeah, okay.
like in a don't shoot the messenger kind of way.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Why is it okay if someone uses your marriage license in a positive way, but it's not okay if it's against you? If you like totally creepy, totally accept it one way or the other, why is it like really okay for one group of people?
Why is it okay for someone to use my marriage license? No, when did I say it was okay for them to use it in a positive way?
I think that you posted it to Facebook, or maybe you read it in a video. I think you said it in one of your videos about person.
Yeah, I don't think it's okay to use someone's marriage license in a positive or negative way.
Oh, because I remember, I think I watched it, and I remember you saying that, oh, it's okay if they want to use it in a positive way. And I'm well, I mean, if you have a problem with them sharing the marriage license, shouldn't it just be a problem, like, no matter what?
No, it is a problem no matter what.
Okay.
If I've said I make videos every single day, so naturally I'm going to say, once in a while something that I didn't really think through all the way. But that doesn't make sense to me. Why it would be okay to use it in a positive way?
That makes sense. But go back to your videos about that, because you definitely were like, it would have been okay if it was in a positive light. No, doesn't really make sense.
No, that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
I'm not disagreeing.
Damn, all right. Good. I would got that out of the way.
Hold on one sec. I'll be right back. I'm not sure if I'm actually getting. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hello.
Sorry.
Mom. Mom. It's Hannah. Hannah, hi. Hannah. I was like, Mom, that's inappropriate, but it's my sister, so it is. I'm not worried. Can you hear yourself through your speakers? Yeah, but I don't have the other thing open. Put some earphones on. But it doesn't matter when I have earphones on. It's still echoing. It's still echoing. My earphones are. Tucker, no, I don't want to do that, Tucker. I don't have a better. I'll go get the other. I can use the other microphone that's on the headphone back.
But there's no microphone plug-in. Nope. MacBooks don't have microphone plugins.
Okay, so it's from his head.
Really, Hannah?
Oh man, people are saying on YouTube. Probably me. Oh, there's me. She needs to talk shower. Wise words from YouTube. To talk shower. Okay. We're done with looking at the YouTube. I thought the comments were gonna be disabled, but they're not. So I mean, I'm gonna go talk a shower after this.
I need to take a note.
Yeah, what's up? A lot of people are telling you Shelby kicks some ass, so let's do this.
But also I thought the comments were gonna be disabled. People are telling me I need to talk a shower, Greg.
You need to talk a shower. Well, okay, this is. When did you start YouTube? Are you new to YouTube?
Just go into your settings.
Well, it's easier if you just say it.
Say what?
Are you new to YouTube?
No.
No? Okay.
Really.
Well, being on, like, you're talking about, not comments being disabled and stuff, and just we can just ignore them or whatever, but it's like, sometimes you just gotta, not care. Like, people are saying, like, a lot of mean things. Like literally, I announced that my wife is pregnant today, and people are telling me that they hope my baby dies.
Oh, lame.
Well, that's the internet. That's the internet. You know,
That's true.
I could go on a tirade or a rampage or rant about, you know, how mean that is, but it's the internet, so it's just a waste of time. So like, whatever people say, you know, go talk a shower, doesn't matter.
Oh
They're
no,
just
no,
people on the internet.
it's funny because it was talk a shower. I don't mind comments that are mean. It's the scary, overly violent. I'm going to dog you, come to your house comments that are an issue for me.
Yeah, I get those too. I think everybody gets those. That's if you have an opinion online, you tend to get those. But I mean, like I have people writing me saying that I should tell people, you know, not to like to control my fans, whatever.
Well,
Like
not
nobody's telling my fans to do anything.
It's a lot of your fans, Greg. Like,
Well, first of all, these are people claiming to be my fans. I don't know if they are. If they are,
there's no way that plus people are telling me they're going to come to my house and kill me just because they want to do drama. There's no way. It's definitely your people doing it. And then when
okay.
you ignore
Well,
it,
okay. Well, meanwhile, I haven't told my fans to do this. I haven't made any
I
hate
know you
videos
didn't
about
tell
you.
them, but you told them to defend you to the death at one point.
No, I didn't.
Or you said, sorry, it was fight for me. Sorry, it was fight for me.
Fight for me.
Words were fight for me. And
You mean like thank you for sticking up for me?
no, like I think you told your fans to fight for you at one point. I don't have the link to the video, but I know it went around.
Okay. Well, obviously I didn't mean go threaten people.
Well, obviously they're young and impressionable, and they're
Okay.
gonna do that.
Okay. Well, let me just make it clear. Let me just make it clear.
No, listen to me. When a lot of people, sorry, talking over me, trying to when a lot of people are coming to you and like a lot of people are getting death threats from your fans, and then you ignore that and wait forever, and then when you
Didn't
finally
ignore it.
it's on Tumblr, and it's like kind of a half-assed attempt at like, oh, don't threaten people. It's you're telling them they don't have to practice what they believe because you don't. You say you're
Okay, one sec.
and you don't.
One sec. Let me tell my 125,000 followers on Facebook and my 80,000 followers on Twitter something. Let's see. I in no way condone threatening people for what? Disagreeing with me?
Perfect. Yeah.
If you are someone who has threatened someone else for this reason, stop. Is that good?
That's good. Thank you.
All right, done.
They're really impressionable. You made that video. The monologue dressed as the woman, and suddenly this other girl who made a video about you was getting all these threats about how she, not threats, but comments about how she looks like a Asian wig. And it was right after you posted that video. You have a really big impact on these.
No. What'd you just say? I missed that. It's someone about a man in a wig.
Okay. Can you plug in headphones or something?
My headphones don't work. I have two headphones here. I'll turn you up. Hopefully it doesn't create an echo or something worse.
Alright. When it's after the video of your monologue of yourself talking about whatever, the one that people freaked out on you about you making fun of the trans community, which is a whole other issue altogether. Later. Another girl who made a video about me started getting a lot of comments about how she looks like a man. And it was all right after that video. So your fan base is really impressionable. These things you do, and then they'll comment to other people about it.
Well, hey, here's the thing though. That you said they made a video about me. Was it a negative video?
It wasn't negative. It was one of the nicer ones. You know, just pointing out. It was a very civil, very nice video.
Okay, here we go. I'll go to Facebook. I, in no way, condone making fun. Well, let's see. I do kind of condone that because I make fun of myself. How do I say it? I can't. I can't fix that because I myself, I mean, I make fun of everything.
Well, no, you just fix it by telling people not to threaten and stuff. Well, that was the point I was making. They're impressionable.
Well, yeah, of course.
By saying really, really messed up things. And
What channel was that where I made fun of transgendered? That was Speaks, right?
Yeah, it was one of the monologues.
Yeah, one of the ones that people took seriously. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I wish it didn't happen. But like, I mean, I can't, not tell a joke just because I'm afraid somebody's gonna be retarded about it or ridiculous about it.
Well,
Like,
I know.
what do I do? Do I just post a disclaimer in the description?
I mean,
saying, do not do what I do.
Like another thing I want to talk to you about. This isn't even in my notes.
Sure.
Like you need to like slate your monologues.
Oh, I'm kind of done with monologues, but you mean like post
If you ever do that, you should start with hi accent, make an original monologue, because unless you're performing the whole play or movie, you need to play it. Like if it's for an audition or if it's something you wrote, you need to play it, or people are going to think you're serious.
That's the point of YouTube, right? That's the point of YouTube is you don't have to do. You can mess with people.
You're gonna say it's a monologue and then use jump cuts and that's played in, then it's not a monologue.
But that's the thing. That's the fun part is seeing all the people, believe it.
So you think it's fun to just fuck with people?
Who's that?
Well, I don't know. Who do you think it is? You think it's fun to turn your speakers up so fucking loud that we can't hear her talking? You think it's fun to fuck with people? You lied. You already know who the fuck it is. All right, don't play this bullshit where you have to turn your speakers up so damn loud you can't hear what she has to say. This is pissing me off. This isn't a debate. This is
No. You say I know who you are. I don't know who you are.
You already know who the fuck I am. You blocked me from the chat. Your fucking thing. You just
no, I didn't. I didn't block anybody.
Yes, you did. I just tried to post a comment in your chat. You said don't drop anybody's usernames and stuff, and don't promote any of my haters. Dude,
How are you?
Who the hell else could you be talking about? I don't think this is really.
Hold on, you're really freaking out. Like, can you calm down?
I'm trying to be as calm as I can, but I think that this is really stupid. Where you want to manipulate your little argument here by having your speakers absolutely rammed, and she can't get a word in. Okay.
She's talking.
She's been talking, and you're trying to make it so nobody can hear what she's saying. And I don't like that.
What are you talking about? She's talking.
Yeah, I know she's talking, but you have your speakers on so damn loud that even I'm feeding back. So that has to be on your side.
Wait, what?
And I don't even care about that. But I think it's.
No, let's just hold on. Let's just calm down. Okay, nobody's yelling. Nobody's being intense. I just You're saying there's feedback. I don't hear it.
I can hear it just from your speakers right now. I can hear your speakers on my voice through your shit. Because when you left the room, I can hear it just fine. But my real problem anyway is that I think
Wait, hold on. This is a discussion between Shelby and I. We're not. It's between us. We're not.
Well, whatever. I've been making videos about you for 4 years, and you haven't even once fucking said a damn thing to me.
Wait, who is this? Is this SG? I'll call you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a little creepy that you've been making videos about me for so long?
Do you think it's creepy that I randomly find a resume on IMDb with your name on it that has an address that I used to live at? I mean, what the fucking point was that?
I'm gonna ask you about that later, actually.
Yeah. What was the point of that? Because I can tell you.
I don't know where you live.
Yeah, you do. I fucking say it in tons of my videos all the time.
You tell people in your videos where you live.
I tell them I live in Vegas. Everybody knows you live in Washington. I don't get that.
Have you noticed? Okay, you're the guy who contacted me asking me to help you with your ex-girlfriend, right?
No, I never did that. I never once contacted you anywhere.
Except for publicly online.
No, I know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about, but I can guarantee you that's not me. And I don't even want to get into that situation because that's just a bigger murder than this.
Okay.
It's just a shit ton of trolls pretending to be other people. That's all that was.
The IMDb address, I honestly, I have no idea. Like
well,
I
there's
really.
an IMDb page that is a resume.
Yeah, no, I know about the resume page. I just don't know about the address.
Well, I'd like to know who the hell did that, because the person I was living in there, they wouldn't do that. They have way too many things in their life to worry about than get involved in this
I don't.
bullshit.
This is how I deal with stuff. Listen, I haven't seen any of your videos. I've seen your thumbnails, and I thought I talked to you through email about an ex-girlfriend or something.
Then why is it that one of your exes decided to inform me you watched all my videos front to back?
You can't watch a video front to back.
Why not?
Sorry, that's convenient. No, I haven't though, and you got to realize, I don't, you know, my exes, one of them, I know one of them is of the three that normally come up. One of them is honest, or you know, not really, because there's lies. I don't know.
Why do you feel the need to go slam these people in the public eye, though? I mean, can't you just get over it?
Why are you talking about them now?
Because they've all come to me with all these crazy amounts of information, and I don't really know what the hell I'm supposed to do with it.
Give me information. Give me information. Let's do this.
I'm not going to fucking give you information because these people are scared of you.
Who's scared of me?
Any one of these people. I mean, Jesus Christ, your ex-wife's fucking fan contacted me over the phone, and they told me all tons of crazy shit.
No, you
Yes,
prove
I
it.
did.
Prove it. I don't believe you. Prove it. Tell me one thing that nobody else knows that she told you.
She told me that you decided not to let them know that you were married your ex-wife for a long time, and they found out from her.
Who? Who? What?
It was one of her aunts that lives over in California.
One of her aunts told you what?
You just heard what I said. Stop making me trip over my own words. because
No,
you
just say it again, because I don't. The sentence you said wasn't configured in a way that I understand. Can you like rephrase?
Okay, so let me spell this out for you. One of her aunts contacted me over YouTube in a message. I thought it was bullshit because I didn't really think to believe it, so I called the number anyway, thinking I was just going to call some random phone number to some guy. But no, they tell me, you know, that you had married the girl without their knowledge, and that you had basically kidnapped her away from her family, and you treated her like crap for a series of a few months, and they were trying to get her away from you. And you know what? That's
None
really
of that
screwed
is
up
none of that is like, you know. First of all, it's not information. Okay, we're talking about the first woman I ever married.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're saying that this person says I kidnapped her away from her family, married her without their knowledge.
Yes. I don't know why they would lie to me.
Well, because they're a dangerous stranger. There's no way to verify who you're talking to.
Even though they said their last name was Ultramano.
Let's not say names, and that's not the name. But don't say the last names, okay? Let's not say names.
Whatever. I mean, it's not like everybody in this Google Hangout doesn't have their name.
It doesn't matter. Just please don't say names. No, but okay. Let me tell you how we actually got married. I was in the Air Force, and she came down, and I said, hey, we were friends at the time because we had broken up. We were dating for a month prior, and she came down. And I was saying, hey, why don't we? I think I implied that we get married through letters, while I was in BMT, and then I talked about getting married when she was actually visiting, and I did that because I wanted to take her with me wherever I went, which was I was next to be stationed at Oklahoma, but I hadn't known yet. But anyway, she came down to San Antonio. She flew down. I flew her down. She was living with her mom at the time. I flew her down to San Antonio, so they were, well aware that she was flying down. There's no way I could have kidnapped her because I lived on base. I couldn't go anywhere. So what you're saying is basically impossible.
What they told me was that they were really thinking you were a shady person and didn't agree to it, and they gave me the insinuation that you didn't
Okay, well,
get away from it.
I'm telling you, first of all, I couldn't go anywhere. I was stuck on a base. I had no car.
I already know how that goes. Okay, I've had family in the Air Force.
Yeah, so I was stuck on Medina at right by Lackland, and I was in the Special Forces training, which I flunked out of because I couldn't kill a rabbit, but because I'm such a brave person. But no, when I first asked the guys if I could marry her, they laughed at me, acting like we were gonna get divorced in like a month or whatever. But I figured out a way to get married to her. So she flew down, obviously under her own will, and we went to San Antonio and we got married, and then she flew back home. So there's no kidnapping, obviously, you know.
That
'Cause, I mean,
doesn't go along with anything that they told me at all, because they also told me that you really had a problem with your dad, and you do anything you can to start fights with him all the time to make him look like a jerk.
I liked her dad. Her dad is actually like one of my favorite people because he would always go, "Hey, sup, dude?" And he was like really high up in the military. He's I don't know what his rank was because he's in the army, but he's like, "Hey, sup, dude? How you doing, dude?" Like he's always so chill, always so nice to me.
So
Like,
why would these people call me pretty much trying to tell me everything they wanted to know from my videos, acting like they were going to sue you?
sue me for what?
I have no idea. I don't know what the hell you got animal payments out of. I mean, that's between you and a judge. And that's another thing I don't like is how you complain about having to pay alimony all the time when you agreed to it. You know, you said
Well,
you
yeah,
made tons and tons of videos.
I think what I'm most frustrated with is that what I said I wanted a prenuptial agreements and then she cried, so then I ended up
What
not
the
getting a
fuck did
prenuptial
you
agreement.
expect her to do? I
Well,
mean, that makes a woman
Hey,
really uncomfortable.
let me put it to you
when
this
say
way.
you don't trust her.
Let me put it to you this way. You know, a person who refuses to sign a prenuptial agreement, that to me it could mean one of two things. It could mean lots of things, but most likely one of these two things. Actually, just this one thing. They either okay, yeah. They don't love you just, or they don't want you just for you. They want your assets, or they think it's an insult. Okay, that's one of the two reasons.
Yeah, if someone has
Well,
cancer,
what the hell is that?
Yeah,
I don't
but
understand
here's
that
the
at
thing.
all.
But here's the thing. If you are truly only interested in that person, and of course we're going to disagree, and that's okay. But if I personally am only interested in another person for who they are, and I don't care about their assets, in fact, I would find it, insulting to take their assets if we got divorced, then I would sign a prenup, and then there would be no problem.
But that doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. Like my fiance and I would have a prenup because I trust her enough to not steal from me. If you're getting with people that
That's what's weird.
steal,
That's what's weird though is you don't really know a person. You don't really know a person to like. None of us. Hold on, I'm talking.
one person at a time.
Let me finish.
One person at a time.
Yeah, we've all been through breakups, right? So we all know that you don't fully know a person, because you haven't seen them go through everything. A lot of people change when you break up with them, and they become this ugly, vengeful. I mean, like obviously, I in the past have been very negative about a lot of things. I feel like I'm not just blatantly going, oh, that person, they dumped me for this reason or whatever, and so I hate them. It's more so that person took this of mine and that was very wrong, or that person cheated on me and that was very wrong, or that person did this or that or whatever, lied. But no, I'm just saying that you don't. I feel like getting into a marriage without a prenuptial agreement is like buying a car without a warranty.
Well, the thing is, that's not a valid thing because everybody is different. I mean, if you're getting with people that continuously cheat on you, that just says something about them and the fact that you're kind of going for the same type of person over and over and over.
You're gullible and stuff. Yeah, no, I know.
But the thing is, when you go and put a prenuptial agreement to somebody, it makes them feel that that you're not trusting of them. And no wonder she cried. Fuck, that's
Well,
a really
hey,
embarrassing
let
thing.
me put it to you this way. My current wife, is very cool, and she signed a prenup, and when there was no problem, it was all chill. So there are different types of people in the world, and I prefer to be with the type of person who does not give a crap about assets and does not take things to the extreme. Isn't offended by these.
That's just how life goes.
Well, I feel like I'm going to be married to a person forever when I know for a fact they would never want my assets. Whereas another
my dad
person.
said that too. He's been married 3 fucking times. Everybody thinks that everything works, So.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying signing a prenup is a guarantee. I'm just saying it makes me feel better, especially, fool me once, shame on me. That phrase.
Yeah,
So,
but the thing is, like, how do you think it makes the other person feel? Doesn't it make them feel like you're backing them into a corner?
women and men have the same mental capacity. Okay, so I feel like I could put myself in their shoes where I would say if I was a woman and someone asked me for a prenuptial agreement, how would I feel? I wouldn't be offended. Okay, I would be understanding. I would say that this person likes to plan ahead. Worst case scenario, what if I develop some kind of condition, like that, or I have a mental break, or I have PTSD, or something happens in my life which changes me into this angry person. And what if they want to get out of that relationship with me because they have this change in them? Like, I know it's through sickness and health and everything, but when somebody tortures you or is constantly dramatic or makes your life hell, etc., it's like have a right to say, you know what, I can't do this. I can't put up with your badgering. I can't put up with your negativity. I have to go. And when they turn around and, you know, get you in the butt because they're a different person now, you have yourself to blame because you didn't prepare for that kind of thing.
And that's 100% understandable, but then people, you know, there's the accusations that go around, they just do this to back people into corners, and I mean, you know, if they're going to have that perspective, they're going to have that perspective. Given how I've seen a lot of relationships where you go that you just put in the public eye, I don't really know if I can think anything else.
Well, here's the thing. Let me run through it with you. As far as putting my relationships in the public eye, the first time I ever really did anything like that was when I came home and I saw that my house was gutted. Like, there was so much stuff gone, and naturally things snowballed from there, where I was responding to people, responding to that drama, and then I would get like these legal documents which said, they would say all these things that weren't true. Like my ex-wife said that she worked full-time with me, and that's just not true. She would quit halfway through a lot of videos. She didn't edit barely anything. The only time she edited any videos is when I paid her to, and then she quit that too, even though I was paying her.
Don't you think that's a little wrong to ask your wife, though?
Well, she wasn't doing anything. She was just sitting around the house.
So what? I mean, don't you make
Well, I think it's sexist to not expect your significant other to do something just because they're a woman.
I think it's sexist to treat your wife kind of like a fucking indentured servant. I mean, don't you make a ton of money off YouTube?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Treat him like a servant? I didn't treat him like a servant. They didn't do anything.
You just said that you would pay her to be in videos and such, or she wouldn't make her part in them. So what? I mean,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. No, that's not what this is about. When you don't participate in something, and then when the relationship's over and you say you did work full time and that you did do all these things that you didn't do, that's what I'm saying, is that she was being dishonest and pursuing me.
What does it matter, though? That's the thing. I mean, she's your wife, so what if she's
What is it? Well, she was my soon-to-be ex-wife, and she was lying.
Well, who
so
cares?
That's why it matters.
I mean, why do you think the world wants to know about that?
Well, do you care about $150,000? Because that's what was on the line.
I don't really give a crap about $150,000 because I'm not so paid. I care only about money.
No, it's not about caring about only money. It's that a lot of people would think that I was making more than I was, and $150,000 is a big deal to me.
Well, if you think about it, a lot of people wish they could make $150,000 by just making nothing but videos all day. Unfortunately,
I know, but that's besides the point, though. We're talking about somebody pursuing someone else for $150,000 when they did nothing for it. You know, and on top of that,
I mean, if you're gonna
and on top of that, they insisted that they weren't interested in your assets, only to prove that they were interested in your assets once the relationship was over.
Do you just like sit around and just concretize on these things like all day? I mean, I don't know.
Well, it gets thrown in my face every single day.
Well, yeah, because people don't usually worry about these sort of things, and this is how life goes.
People worry about money. I've been
through a situation where I got kicked out of an apartment and had to pay over like 6 months worth of lease I shouldn't have had to pay. But sometimes it's just how life goes. I didn't go around blogging about it and yelling about it. I just fucking paid what I had to pay. And people think that it's wrong and kind of abusive towards people.
Let me tell you this though. You're right in that it's very immature to blog about these things, and it's wrong to blog about these things because, one, it's no one's business, and two, you're taking your griefs to somebody or to an audience that can't do anything about it, so it's not really relevant. Who I should have been speaking to the entire time was a lawyer, but instead I decided to turn my camera on, which is very immature and wrong of me.
And you did it one more time right after that with the whole Shiloh thing, so I mean,
hey, let's not say names though. No names.
Be quiet. Everybody fucking knows who it is.
Well, the reason I say no names is just because I don't want to, I don't want people to go to them and say, hey, this game. No. It's just it's just better to not say names. It really is. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like if I had my ex saying my name still, like she could talk about me or whatever. That's fine because it's part of healing. It's part of just generally getting through something. Like why was I dumped or why did I break up with them? I don't know about my decisions anymore. Whatever. Whoever dumps who. It's like you can talk about your exes all you want, but when you talk about them like by name, and I just feel like it's a little bit sad. Just like, I mean, the only reason I'm ever bring up my exes anymore is because people keep, throwing accusations at me, and it's like, what am I supposed to do? When it's like you ignore the first one, you ignore the second one, you ignore the 20th one. But when it gets beyond that, it's like, at what point do I say, you know, hey, this is the truth? We can stop
Because
saying
people
all this.
already saw the huge trail of stuff that led up to that point, and they're worried that it might
Oh yeah,
happen to somebody else.
people were like, dude, you're crazy for being in this crazy, like being a part of this madness, and a lot of people thought,
Yeah,
you know,
like filming somebody supposedly having an amnesia thing, which I'm sorry was the fakest thing I've ever watched in my whole
see,
life.
I didn't know it was fake though.
How the fuck did you not know it was fake? You filmed the whole thing. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, are we talking about the so and so is beautiful, that video?
Oh my god. You already know what I'm talking about, dude. You're talking about the
Well, no, I
Rocky
made
video.
I made two videos, right? Did I? I make a lot of videos, so I made two videos. One was of a memory loss, and another was of something else, right?
Why did you think that the first reaction you should have had was to film somebody having a memory loss?
Because it wasn't the first time that she went through something like that.
And then why the fuck didn't you call a doctor?
Because she didn't want me to. She already communicated that she didn't want
I
to.
wouldn't give a crap, dude. I work as a tech person for a hospital, okay? And I don't give a crap if my granddad didn't want me to take him to the hospital if he was having some kind of amnesia thing. I'm gonna take him to a goddamn neurologist. Because if he was to die, it would be on my hands then. Because
Well, let me put it to you this way. If my ex-wife did something like that, I would have taken her to the doctor right away. But my ex-wife wasn't a dramatic person. She didn't have tantrums. She didn't throw fits. She didn't do anything. Okay, so I'm looking at this as a person who's very used to this abnormal behavior. So when I reacted, it was like, this is just another episode, and I felt like I should show her what she does if she is in fact unaware of it, because she said that she had a split personality before. She had admitted to having multiple strange disorders. She's even admitted in interviews to being a pathological liar. So I've been told. She's admitted to me for being a pathological liar. Her uncle I was talking to on the phone said, why did I want her back? Because she's a pathological liar. And I said I didn't care. And then I found out she was, of course, cheating on me, as was brought to my attention by people who were paying attention to her Facebook, which I was not.
Well, you know, the thing of it is, it just looks really irresponsible because this is all, like, I don't know who else is talking in the background, but, like, if other
Yeah,
people
it's the people who are supposed to be running the show.
Oh, whatever. But, you know, I mean, if it's supposed to, you know, be something that's taken seriously, this is all just basically online stuff. You know, this is why it looks inane to people. It looks really immature.
Well, okay, as far as the whole seizure thing, I did film that so she could see what she went through, and then when I showed it to her, she realized, because I have a very strict schedule where I have to upload X amount of videos per day, just because I feel like that's what I need to do. It's part of my obligation to my audience. Like I said once upon a time, I was suicidal, and I had to dedicate myself to something, and I said, well, I'm pretty much worthless unless I give myself some kind of purpose, and so I dedicated myself to, you know, doing videos and so forth, which is as valuable as you make it. But no, I keep to the schedule because it's so important to me. But anyway, I asked her, you know, do you want me to make an entirely new video, or do you want me to share what you went through with everyone? And she said she wanted me to share what I went through, or what she went through with everyone.
Who would say that?
Well, take it for what it is, but that's what happened. So.
That just doesn't make any sense because I don't think anybody would say that. Like, honestly, you made the
Well,
whole
would
thing
someone
out just so you could get some
fake a
extra
seizure on the
views.
floor? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that happened in that relationship that didn't make sense.
Such as?
Well, such as me being so stupid that I didn't know what sepsis was when she said she had sepsis.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I believe that whole thing either.
Well, like she tells me she has sepsis, and I'm like, oh, that's serious. What is that? She's like, oh, it's a blood infection. You know, because we had taken her to a doula, which was for the whole pregnancy thing. They're like kind of the side version of, you know, someone who actually delivers babies. They're like the hippie version or whatever. So we went to the doula, and they said that they did a blood test, and they said that she had, I'm probably remembering this wrong, but it was something like she had something wrong with her blood that was infected. For some reason, I'm thinking of fecal matter or something stupid like salmonella or some kind of weird infection or whatever. So she had to get treated for that, and we figured we would take advantage of free medical care or whatever in Canada. So that was part of why she was flying back. But she also said that she was called by the doctor, and they said that the results of that test, the infection was actually sepsis. And so I'm like, that's scary.
There's
Whatever
so much I
sepsis
don't
is.
believe about that because one of the things is when you have a blood infection like sepsis, they don't even give you the results back. They put you immediately into a room because
Dude,
you can die within days.
Yeah, no. I know that now. I know that now. She told me she had sepsis. She told me it was serious. I think this is after I got her plane ticket to go back or whatever, because she had to, we were told by the doula that the baby had died inside her 6 weeks prior and had just been deceased. So, what's up? What? Who am I having? Sorry, this girl's Shelby. Shelby wants to talk, I guess. All right. Yes, you're supposed. I'm so sorry.
I've been casually around the living room for like 20 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go on. You can. This is your show. You do this.
Are you still here?
Me? Oh yeah.
Other guy. Message me on Facebook, but like you're not helping, and I'm not trying to be rude, but like this is like I got this, okay? I really don't need your help with this right now. I need your help in general, but not like in this loud, aggressive way. Please.
What? Sorry.
No, you can hear me.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's really hard to understand you.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you understood me, you wouldn't be making videos.
I'm not talking to you. It's her.
Oh, okay.
She said she was talking to me, and I can't understand what she's saying. She's feeding back something.
Hey, wait. Okay. This thing just came up that says, this Brandon blocked Stevie. Do you want to block Stevie as well? Do you think that's how you were blocked?
I have no idea.
That, or you were blocked on Onision Speaks, because Onision Speaks is the running this.
I don't know. Somebody sent me a link, and I just like flew over here from it. So.
Okay. You got your stuff together, Shelby?
What?
Take it away.
Oh, okay, good. I forgot where we were.
Probably the third question.
Question 3.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's where we were.
So what?
Okay. And this goes along with like the mean fans but it's just back to like not practicing what you preach. I've noticed that you're an anti-Muslim, you know, you weren't doing much trans people. Like they are.
Hold on. You I know the other guy doesn't believe this. You said something about not practicing what I preach, and I lost you at that.
Sorry. Are you sure you don't have like a stream with the thing out at the same time?
Yeah.
Because
no, it's just okay. You know how audio sometimes scrambles when you have a certain type of connection.
Yeah.
Like it makes that noise. That's what you're doing.
It's not really making that echo.
And just somebody in here has their speakers up really loud, so whenever somebody says something, you can hear it.
That's a double-edged sword, though. If I don't have my speakers up, then I can't hear.
Do you have headphones you can use?
I plugged it into the audio port, and they didn't register. It just kept playing over my speakers.
Okay.
I don't know.
You would have another set of headphones.
No, I tried 2. I have. There's 2 right here. I tried both. All right. Well, hopefully it's not the worst end result later. Go on. I forgot where we were.
Back to not practicing what you preach. Like there were a few more examples. A lot of people give a lot of examples of that, and like a lot of people ask the same questions over and over. And it kind of all went around. You're frozen, I think. No, you're not.
I was just sitting still.
Yeah, you were just like being really still.
Okay.
Anyway.
So you're basically asking why don't I practice what I preach on a
Well,
regular basis?
I have examples that people gave me, like, why do you say that you're a feminist, and then you say all these things, and you kind of
In comedy videos?
serious videos, and
In comedy videos or serious?
no, in serious videos.
What did I say?
Oh well, I mean, like you blasted one of your exes, like very public, went into graphic detail about what you did with her sexually, like.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
I can link you to it.
No. I didn't go into graphic details. Actually, I did go into graphic detail. You're right.
You're talking about she spit in her hands and gave you a hand job, dude. That's too graphic. Anyway.
Well, that was after. I talk about defense. That was after she released what 5-page essay talking about graphic details. Like people like to say, you know, I started that. I was actually just clarifying what happened because she warped a lot of things in that, and it was really disturbing what the things that she warped because she made it sound like she was literally like somebody who didn't even know what sex was or anything like that. When in fact she was more experienced than I was, you know. So it was really curious to me why she would. Like, okay, for instance, I like to use this reference because it really freaked me out. I'm debating whether or not I should go there. We got off an elevator, and she points at this chair right off the elevator, and she's like, we should have sex right there. And I'm like, no, because that's the dumbest thing. Like, we could get caught. But, like, that is just one thing that she did that completely blows away so many other things that she implied that she was. You know, she says she's this one person, but she's not. And then later on, here's the key thing. I actually posted it to my site with the name censored out and stuff. But she sends me this long apology letter after everything we've gone through, after all the videos I made about her, and after all the things she wrote about me publicly. She writes this apology letter saying, I'm sorry I said what I did. Here's my phone number. I'm moving to Seattle. And she says, you know, we could possibly be friends in the future. And I'm thinking, you know, somebody who really is thinking I'm a bad guy isn't going to give me their phone number, isn't going to say that they want to be friends and stuff. So it's like, you know, I'm just the person people want to attack for this when really she's the one who launched the attack. I was just defending myself. And this is the huge mistake that I made. I actually agreed with her initially. I said, oh, go. I told people, go check out her blog. She's so right about me or whatever. I didn't even read it. I briefly went over it. I was feeling like crap, and I thought that me saying, this is how stupid I am. I thought that me saying that she's right, I'm wrong, because I mean I was in heavy rebound mode throughout that whole thing because of all the crap I went through with my last ex, and how I fled from the house because the cop advised me to flee from the house, and I was living in this new place. I was crying all the time, and I was just horribly distraught. It was disgusting. But anyway, I just lost my train of thought.
Okay, well,
the point. No. What was I just saying? I want to finish this. Oh, I agreed with her because I thought that she would take me back. That's because I mean she released voicemails of me saying, "Hey, I'm sorry for everything," because I did that. We broke up so many times. I dumped her like 8 times, and I kept taking her back because I was just a sad person.
Yeah.
So that was me attempting to get sympathy from her and to get her to support me. But when I found out she was just going to go with it, like she was just going to support all the things she said, I actually read through it, and I was like, wow, this needs to be corrected. And that's when I started saying, okay, you went into a hotel room with your boyfriend, and you didn't expect to do things with him, even though you discussed it prior. You know, and then later on she and she was completely consensual too. That's what's weird, is there was no resistance or anything. The only thing that was resistant was like one sexual thing, and that didn't happen.
That just sounds really creepy to me.
What's that?
The whole thing. Just to me, that sounds really creepy.
What's creepy?
The way you're talking about it, like she's a piece of meat.
She's not a piece of meat. She just said a lot of things about me that I corrected.
And you don't think that after having a huge amount of fame attached to your name that it's gonna look good? That you're like.
Did you see how people responded? I got more hate than I got support, and
so
like
the thing that bothers me is, why does this all matter to you so much? If you don't think you're doing anything wrong,
it's a stupid principle thing. It's like, you know, hate me for what I am, not for what you think it's stupid. It's a very trivial ego thing. It's just an ego. It's stupid and it's immature, and I was very wrong for it. I should have been the bigger person, but I wasn't. So that's all I can really. I mean, obviously, I'm not doing things like that now.
Well, you
I mean, I
can't
try to.
ask somebody like 8 times in a row to take you back and expect them to want to do it, because then they're just going to look at you like you're kind of
Well,
pathetic.
she took me back a lot of times in the past. That wasn't the first time that happened. I dumped her multiple times, like I said, 8 times or so. So like I thought she would take me back again. She didn't. So
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, back to Shelby.
Okay, back to the point I was trying to make. Is that, I mean, it's one thing to defend yourself, but it's another thing to, like, say the things that you said about her. You didn't have to go into detail, especially, like, you know that your main demographic is kids between the ages of 13 and 17.
That's not true. That's not true. The majority of my audience is over 18.
I can go to, like, any video I go to. Let me see.
The videos show the demographics?
Yeah, the video shows the demographics. I'm right here.
Well, I posted a screenshot of the total
Right
demographics.
here, it's my life. They're gone. What did you disable your demographics?
Huh?
I looked at the demographics a couple days ago.
How do you see that? I don't know how you see that.
You go to the bottom and you click the statistics button.
It might be. I agree that on the total analytics it's like 40% or 40-something%, but it's not the majority. Not that it really. That's still trivial. I mean, you may as well say it's a majority. I guess it doesn't really matter. The point is
But like your biggest demographic is young kids. It really is. If you go to any of your videos, you can tell these kids are like 12, 13.
Okay, on the Speaks channel, I'll just give you the benefit of the doubt. I know I've actually taken a screenshot of what my audience is as of last month, but we'll go with what you're saying. We'll say that the majority of my Speaks audience is people under 18 and impressionable. And you're saying, you know, how could you say whatever? It's like all these things about my ex that I did. I'm not defending myself at all. I was very immature in what I did. Like, it didn't matter if I was right or wrong. The way I handled that was completely out of line. So there's no real defense there.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So obviously that's a lesson learned, something I shouldn't do in the future. I mean, you know, these people that my ex-wife is the only one who didn't really publicly attack me. She just financially and physically took my stuff. But
well, there's
you know,
another one though. Like it was court-appointed alimony. You can't really accuse her of stealing from you. That's just how it works. Like, you stand up and
oh no, she physically stole stuff from me. Like, you're supposed to take half of. Well, actually, you know, there's an extent to that. Technically, the only thing she stole was a gift I was given by Google, which was a TV. Everything else was community property. Because you can't take people's gifts, but you can take the stuff that they purchased or whatever. So she took all my toilet paper, all my pans, like a bunch of other stuff. That was like she naturally took one of the beds and dressers and all that stuff.
You didn't take a bed, right? I mean, if there are two beds, one bed is half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
She took the good one though.
This like,
so.
I mean, this like seems pretty fair to me. Like we divorced. You took half
Well,
my stuff.
okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Works.
Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. First of all, you know, I did that whole prenup thing where she cried. She didn't, you know, she was upset about me not wanting her to take my assets if we ever.
Which is justifiable to me too. That makes sense.
What, to cry?
No,
You know, if you're a guy who's been through divorce, you and someone's went after your money, then you avoid girls who would make a big deal over it because you don't want to be paying 2 alimonies instead of just 1 if your marriage fails. You know, because I'm paying alimony for, you know, another 4 years, and it's like, why do I still have to be connected to this person? Why am I paying them?
The law, dude.
It was a contractual agreement. It was something.
You need to take your beef up with the law, not with your ex-wife.
Well, she lied to get what she did, and that's why I felt it was
I'd like
dishonest.
to add that alimony is mandated by a judge. When they look over everything in the case, they have to make a decision
However,
based on what they see.
This was it never went to court because I was afraid that she was going to be awarded an insane number. So I went with a number that I thought I could afford. and that was $90,000. I figured over 6 years I could pay off
Then how did it get
$90,000.
awarded to you if it didn't go to court or whatever?
She was pursuing me for $150,000, and I was afraid that I was going to lose that amount or more. So I just said, hey,
But what
I
I'm
said,
saying
hey,
is
how about?
Other guy. I don't want him to feel ganged up on. So
I'm fine. I'm fine. But this is Shelby's show though. So no, but let's just to clarify, I did agree to the 90,000, and that's because I was afraid. And you know, I can complain day and night about that, but the reality is you guys are right. I agreed to that. So that's that, and it is the law. You know, just because I feel the law is unfair doesn't make it any less fair in the law's eyes. So
but
I got nothing.
You'll still bring it up though. You'll still bring up your issues and stuff with her when it's the law.
Oh, that's because it hurts.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Seeing. Imagine you work, you know, every day for something, and somebody gets a percentage of that. Somebody you broke up with a long time ago. It may be fair, but it still hurts. And you'll find ex-married men on a regular basis do the same thing because it sucks. It really does. I feel like if I was to separate with someone, I wouldn't want anything from them because I wouldn't want to rely on them. I would be so upset with them. I wouldn't want anything to do with them. And I think it's weird that anybody would be okay with that, and some people are. So that's whatever. But I'm just saying it sucks, and I have every right to complain that this is happening. I don't, however, have a right to not pay it because I'm legally obligated to pay it. So I know it's the law.
Dude, like, you'll still talk about her and.
Well, okay. I feel like if somebody is paying me, you know, over $1,000 a month, they have every right to bitch about it because I'm laughing all the way to the bank. So if I can't even bitch about it, then you know how am I supposed to you know cope with it?
Well, this actually ties in perfectly with another question that somebody asked me. Are you ready for this question?
Go.
Okay, the question is, how are you complaining about financing when you know, made 6 figures last year? If you're making 6 figures a
well,
year,
here's the thing. First of all, I don't want to discuss finances. I know that what a lot of people think I make, they're wrong, but I believe it's against certain policies that I even talk about it. But I do just want to say, I spend 80% of my income, most likely, somewhere around that, on business, on improving my videos, on generally, you know, creating a better environment for the creation and the increasing quality of these videos. And so when you're taking away from, you know, my ability to improve, it's upsetting because this is my passion. So that's why I'm complaining, because so much of my focus, my whole purpose in so many ways is making these videos, and it's that much more bitter when I find I can't do certain things because of that lack in funds. So that's, you know, that's why I complain. It's like, and also if you look at it from a taxes perspective, people in a certain income situation, such as self-employment, etc., they lose so much of what they make to taxes. So, I mean, it's when you're young, you don't understand that, but when you're older, you start to realize the money you make isn't really the money you make. So that's why that's kind of a bigger deal.
I guess. I just don't understand why you still are like blaming her and being mean to her about it when it's court granted.
It's because she lied. She lied to get she guilt tripped me out of signing a prenup, and then she lied on the legal documents to obtain the final thing. If she got it fair and square, it wouldn't be a problem. It was just, and then on top of that, her mom stole a contract that we signed together. It wasn't like a legitimate contract in the eyes of the law per se, because we didn't have someone we didn't have a notary. But we typed up an agreement together that she would only take $12,000. I'd give her the $12,000 to help her survive for the first period after we divorced. And I also offered her to live in my house for a period of 2 years where I'd pay all of her bills, and I would take care of her until she was able to be on her own. And she stole that when she took everything else. So there was like just so much dishonesty in that. And so obviously I'm going to be bitter about it because I felt so wronged. However, to reiterate what I said before, taking that online was one of the most irresponsible things I could have done. Complaining to a bunch of people who have nothing to do with it, whose business it is not. That was wrong. So yeah, no,
yeah, that was not.
you were agreeing with me, disagreeing with me.
Definitely not a good idea.
Yep. You know, woulda, shoulda, coulda, didn't. So now what do we do?
Good. Glad the question about that's out of the way. Are we okay?
Is your camera off?
No. Why isn't the camera off? My camera should not be off. Someone opened after. I don't know what.
I don't know. It's frustrating. It's new. It's completely
someone turned off the camera. Okay. Yeah. Another question that I got from a lot of people is, why do you tell your fans to ignore the haters? Haters, that word.
And then I pay attention to them myself.
Yeah, and then you pay more attention to them than to your fans almost.
That's not true. I pay more attention. I pay more attention to actually.
In a live chat with them.
I'd say. Oh, why I'm not having a live chat with them?
Why aren't you having a live chat with one of your fans? You could be making someone's day right now. Instead, you're trying to, I don't know, talk to a hater who isn't even
Because,
a hater.
you know, supply and demand.
What?
Supply and demand. I've gotten so many requests for me to have a live discussion with somebody, emails and demands on Tumblr and demands on Twitter and so forth to have a discussion. And I chose you because you seemed the least creepy out of everybody. So that's why I'm doing this, is because it's supply and demand. You know, I know people are still gonna dislike me after this is over, and that's fine. But at least it's done, and at least, you know, a few more people maybe know me for who I am rather than what they think I am. So, but no, I give advice that I don't take a lot because I know it's the best thing to do. However, I'm too weak to take it myself, to put it bluntly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know why, like the hater video on hater video, you make so many videos about your haters, and you're like, but I'm back to that.
That's therapy for me. Whenever I make those videos, it's just my way of coping. You know, people say, how do you deal with haters? I bitch about it. That's how I do it. As most people, I mean, a lot of people bitch about haters. That's just the way humans do a lot of things. We complain about stuff.
Like, you know, you're like, you know, throwing gas in the fire when you do that, right?
Oh yeah, it gets so much worse. When you like, for instance, this chat is probably going to be, you know, analyzed and ripped apart. Did you see him squint when he said that? He's probably lying. Did you see him laugh at her condescendingly as if he's better than her? Oh my God, he's such a douche. Like, everything I do, you know, I
got to agree.
Yeah, you know what it's like to have haters.
Well, yeah, I've had some at some points, you know, but even I got to agree, it's kind of stupid when people overanalyze the smallest of things. I'll agree with that.
Have you seen people take pictures of my wife, and they only take the pictures where she's not smiling, and then they say before and after, like, it's just the worst thing in the world. Like, I've just completely wrecked her life. I find that
people were taking pictures of her when she was getting sick because they knew she was pregnant.
Yeah, well, that's out there. You didn't take pictures? She says she hasn't taken pictures when she's sick. She's been here the whole time listening. So.
Oh, she's here. Hi, Lainey. How are you?
I think she's silent though.
Okay. Good luck with being pregnant. I don't know what that's like. But
oh, you don't want to know. It's pretty.
More power to you. It sounds like hell. My mom did it twice.
Anyway, back on topic.
Good luck with that. Anyway. Back on topic. The hater question.
It's very well.
Like, you always say that you accept different opinions, but you don't. Some of your older videos are very my way or the highway. Like, stick to those ideals, and you know, you post about stuff. Like, if you're gung ho about a topic, you like pound at it forever, and you don't accept a differing opinion.
I agree that my older Speaks videos are often, not always, but often one-sided and it is very my way or the highway, you know, I could say that's because it attracts more attention, blah, blah, blah. But really it's just me being well, a lot of the time I'd say it's me being immature and not having a realistic perspective. When you go online, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people detach themselves from society where they stop thinking how they would talk to somebody if they were right in front of them, and they start talking like they're literally in front of an audience, you know, preparing for war or something like that. It's really immature. It's really stupid. But as far as I don't know, as far as not listening to other opinions, I do on a regular basis, and I do self-analyze. It's just that's not something a lot of people like to, you know, acknowledge, and maybe that's because I'm not making it obvious enough. But I am looking through a lot of comments a lot of the times, and I am considering whether or not, like, I've had people say really mean things to me, but they're so right that I don't even, you know, ignore them or block them or whatever. I just like for instance, you guys have said a lot of things to me that are, I mean, they're not nice, but they're also true. So I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, conversation over. You know, so it's, I would say in the beginning, I couldn't handle a lot of criticism where I just, you know, block people. And I do have very little room for, you know, negativity on Twitter and stuff, because that's like directly to me. And I look at Twitter to connect with fans, not with haters. So I guess that kind of counters the previous point where you stated that I pay more attention to haters than fans. No, I block haters like crazy. So that's not true there. But no, I like seeing positive things. So I tend to, when someone annoys me, I block it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to block someone just for saying something that they're right for, even though it doesn't sit well with me. I mean, it's happened, but it's not something that I prefer to do. Like, also, I'm having this discussion with someone on the forums, and I've had this a few times, where I don't block someone from the forums just because, you know, they have a valid point, and there's no point in just, you know, reacting to it angrily. And I guess what helps is just not letting it get to you, and just focusing on what's right more than what's in the best interest of your ego. So that's that.
Okay. And you've kind of done it recently, though. You've had some pretty long posts. The most recent one was, cutting was the most recent one. You have some very, very skewed perception of cutters. It just all comes down to time. It's not for attention, like most of the time. Those cutters I know cut on their legs and on their hands.
Tell me. Oh, you know what? Actually, I could go into a big discussion about, you know, why people post images of them cutting themselves to the internet. What is that going to help? Obviously, it's for attention. Why would I post, you know, my problems to the internet? What is my goal? You know, probably for attention. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with cutting. With cutting, I've had a lot of people tell me that I've helped them. They've responded to me saying that was tough love. You can see it on my Tumblr. People respond to me regularly saying they've stopped cutting because of the videos I've done. Not everyone responds to the same tactic the same way. But I will say that I don't know. I've never been a cutter. I've been diagnosed with chronic depression. I've been suicidal multiple times. I've never been a cutter. It doesn't make sense to me. It seems very stupid to me. And that's just an opinion of one person who's never experienced it. So when people say you don't understand cutting, I agree with them. I don't understand cutting. And when they say you don't know what you're talking about, I also agree, because I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never felt what they do.
Well, then why do you talk about it and try to pass it off like the truth about cutting? Like I think, wasn't that one of your videos, the truth about cutters or something like that? You just did, but cutting is funny or cutter fail. That was completely inappropriate.
Okay, hold on. Never take a comedian seriously in a comedic. Do you ever watch the show Tosh.0?
Yeah, you were in it.
Yeah, I know. But on Tosh.0, he says a lot of things that are just FUBAR, you know, and it's for the sake of laughing. Like, doctors will stand around an operating table and make horrible jokes about the person they're operating on, and I think it's all part of coping. You know, it's not about, you know, victimizing someone. It's about just not taking life so seriously. You know, so to take comedy seriously is kind of like, you know, try and strip that relief away from people.
Okay, but you're laughing at them, not with them.
If I've said something in a serious context about cutting that was wrong.
Laughing at cutters isn't helping them cope, though. You're laughing at them. You're not laughing with them because you don't know when.
I laugh at everybody, including myself.
But I
Some
do
people,
know that cutting releases endorphins, which relieve pain, which is why people cut.
okay. Nevertheless, I'm gonna joke about the worst things, and I'm gonna laugh, and that's what I do. So, I mean, if you don't like Family Guy tells rape jokes on a regular basis. They did so many rape jokes. I don't like rape jokes personally. If you notice, I've never really made fun of had a rape victim in my videos and made fun of them or anything because I don't find it to be funny. But I'm not gonna contact Family Guy and say, hey, you guys are horrible for joking about that. I don't get the humor, but I'm not gonna act like they're bad people for telling a joke because it's a joke. Jokes aren't meant to be serious.
I actually
So,
have some points about Family Guy and South Park and how you compare yourself to them. If you have a minute.
it's is this about validating whether or not someone's in the league of valid and invalid comedy? Or, oh, one's cartoon form, so it's okay, but this guy's on YouTube, so he can't do the same thing.
Not even a little bit. It's about
All right, do it.
South Park and Family Guy typically have a message behind the jokes. Like I have some examples written down. There was an
No,
episode.
they don't. Family Guy. What is Family Guy's message?
I'm about to.
Okay, Family Guy has Peter Griffin walking along the beach. Hold on, Family Guy. All right, you win. Go ahead. You win.
Anyway, Family Guy, there was an episode where Lois's brother was a serial killer who only strangled fat guys, and there were a lot of fat jokes, but the core message was that we should treat fat people the same way we treat anybody else. There was another episode where Peter was going around to random fat people asking, hey, are you Big Fat Polly? So he was looking for Big Fat Polly. And one guy kicked him and says, I have a glandular problem, asshole. So Family Guy understands that there are different things going on there.
Okay, explain this joke. Explain this joke.
But then you sit there
No,
and
no,
you're
no.
like,
Explain this joke because I have something to
that's so
destroy
funny.
that point you just made. Explain this joke. A girl is on a beach, and she's screaming help because she's about to get raped by a masked man. And Aquaman's standing in the water going, sorry. What's
And
the
that's
moral
funny.
behind that one?
And that's supposed to be funny.
I'm not saying it's funny. I'm saying it's Family Guy.
That's
And I'm
probably-
saying, and what we're saying is there's a difference between what George Carlin does as a comic and you do. He knows how to be funny.
See, you cannot validate comedy because everybody finds different things funny. I wouldn't have very many subscribers if I didn't have the capacity to be entertaining.
But he's doing it to be funny, and you're doing it to be like offensive.
Yeah, I think you're just.
You guys are validating comedy. Family Guy does things to be offensive too. So,
And a lot
like
of people
lots of comedians. Okay,
Yeah.
Dennis Leary does tons of things to be offensive. There's tons of comedians that do things to be offensive. You guys really shouldn't try to validate whether or not one thing's funny or the other thing's funny. It's like saying one thing's art and another thing's not art. Everything is art. Art is a matter of perception.
Context.
You guys, this is a part of the I cannot relate to you because you really are. You're trying to say whether or not something is for fact or not funny, and that's not how comedy works. If I wasn't funny, I would have 1 billion dislikes on every video. Okay,
When it's
so
on a video where you've got your ratings on, yeah.
actually, give me a video the ratings aren't enabled on.
You
That's
have tons of
that's
videos
comedy.
that don't-
That's comedy. And I would be careful because Shelby over here has her ratings disabled too.
Yeah, just getting a multitude of violent death threats from your fans.
They can't threaten you. They can't threaten you through dislikes.
They didn't. They threatened me through comments saying they were going to come to my house and kill me.
Hey, I've been there. People have said that to me many times.
And you think that you having a positive influence on people by letting them do this and not telling them to stop?
I just told him to stop, and I've told him that I don't support it whatsoever multiple times.
But they didn't listen to you, obviously.
Well, that's
You're
not,
a role
dude.
model.
I'm not a puppet master.
I'm not saying you are, but you're a role
Well,
model.
for instance, I got a threat the other day. What about fans of hate blogs? Like, it goes both ways. I get threats. You guys, I guess, get threats. That's part of being online and having an opinion. We get threatened.
Yeah, but shouldn't you be encouraging these people from day one to not do this? You seem to just be
Shouldn't
taking
you?
advantage of it.
You make videos specifically hating on me.
Yeah, I'm encouraging these people not to go out and send you death threats. I'm encouraging them to think about two sides of a story.
I'm not encouraging them to threaten you guys at all. Nobody here in this group is telling anybody to threaten anybody. Okay, so why are we acting like we are?
Because clearly somebody's getting sent death threats here.
So am I. I've been threatened multiple times, and so is my wife. What's your point?
Yeah, but it's not because of one person. It's because
and there's a difference between that.
I'm telling you. Okay, I don't know about you, but my wife, myself, and Shelby have all been sent threats. Okay, so none of us are encouraging threats. So what is the point? You know, I don't know about Shelby discouraging her viewers from threatening me and my wife, but I've discouraged people on Tumblr multiple times. I haven't been as blunt as I just was, but I have said that it's not okay to threaten people in the past and that I don't support it. You know? So, I mean, this is, you guys, the last two, I've agreed with so many points that you guys have brought forward, but the last two about comedy and threats, it's just, to me, it's so incredibly invalid because one, you're trying to make something that's not based on fact or fiction, and the other, you're trying to act like somebody's responsible for the actions of others, and the reality is that everyone's responsible for the actions of themselves. If you look at Insane Clown Posse, they make songs specifically about murdering people and how fun it is, but they are not responsible for the viewers going out and murdering people because they don't tell anybody to do that. They're merely expressing an art form, you know? So I don't even, you know, talk about how fun it is to murder people, but I'm sure I've made sketches where I've made light of murder and stuff like that. But it's comedy, just like their music and you know, all these other shows, Family Guy and so forth. Nobody's responsible for the actions of others unless they specifically instruct those individuals in a serious context to go out and do things. Like maybe.
That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that, you know, most, if not almost all of your videos have a lot of that kind of stuff in it. And it's got a negative context in it because you're talking about kids who are like 14 years old who don't know shit about the world yet.
You know, there's in entertainment, there are a billion people, probably not a billion, a million people at least, that you could write the same message to. You know, you could say, you know, the media needs to control itself because a child could just flip on the TV and see horrible things. And you could also say that the parents need to control their kids. You know, it's all here and there and everywhere. So like if you wanna attack me for that, or if you want to say that I'm wrong for that, I'm not alone. I got the entire all of Hollywood standing behind me going, whatever, dude. You know? I mean I'm not implying I'm sitting here Mr. Hollywood, because I'm just a YouTuber. But the point is that I am an entertainer.
Yeah,
and,
but as an entertainer,
and many entertainers that what?
But as an entertainer, you have a certain influence over the people that watch your stuff.
I realize that.
Yeah.
I realize that there's an influence. However, I'm not going to restrict myself from telling certain jokes and saying certain things just because of the potential outcome, because there's so many variables involved. There's a billion possibilities in me just flipping on my camera and saying, "Hey, what's up?" You don't know how people are going to react to anything you do, because people are so broad and there's so many different types of people out there. The best you can do is just be yourself and not obviously tell anybody to do anything negative to another person. I mean, that's the bare responsibility. Don't instruct your audience to harass them. Don't act like people should make, you know, threats or anything like that, and you should be fine. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just expressing myself. So, Shelby, you want to take it away?
Yeah. I think the problem with the cut or fail video is that
the cut or fail video has helped tons of people. I've gotten tons of messages about that, just FYI.
Yeah, you've probably gotten more negative ones.
Okay, well, put it to you this way. I haven't gotten a single message that said, I've started cutting because of that video. I've gotten numerous messages from people saying, I have stopped cutting, your blunt honesty, and the way you made it look so unrealistic made me realize how silly it is, and I've stopped cutting. I've gotten so many messages, and so like all the people who have said that I've helped them with that video have made me feel like it was all worth it. And that's why the video is still going. Because yes, not everyone responds to it the same way, but a lot of people have actually changed their life significantly for the better because of it.
great for those people, but a lot more people were hurt by what you said. And then the problem with the Cutterfield video is that you've made videos previously blaming cutters and, you know, shaming cutters and telling people to give their attention, and then you go and make Cutterfield and mocking them more. Leave them alone. Like, at this point, it's getting ridiculous. You made a bunch of statuses about them the other day. Like, just leave the subject alone at this point.
Cutterfield was a video reflecting on the internet in general. It wasn't, you know, I'm gonna reflect on a lot of things.
But you went after.
I don't think there's a lot of things that are off limits.
You went after them in that video.
But I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about.
You've already gone after them multiple times. Beating a dead horse.
It's not going after people. There's no targeting or anything.
Legitimately hurt.
It's just covering topics that are. If cutting wasn't something that people talked about, I probably wouldn't talk about it, because why? Like, nobody can relate to it, so what's the point? But when you have people, you have a large percentage of the internet community going, this doesn't make any sense. Of course, as an entertainer, you're going to either agree with it or disagree with it and make a video in accordance with it. And that's what I did. And I understand your request for me to not make videos about it anymore, and I probably won't. But I'm not going to change my daily inspirations based on the demands of people who, if they don't like my videos, shouldn't even be watching them. Like, why do people get themselves involved in things that they will negatively respond to, as far as, you know, channels go? Like, if I don't like a channel, like I said, I don't watch hater videos or anything like that, because I'm going to respond negatively to it. I'm just going to feel like crap. So why are these people coming to my videos knowing they're going to hate it and watch it anyway, you know?
But a lot of people who have been hurt by these videos are your fans, and I've seen
they consented to watching it.
From them saying, Greg, this hurts.
They voluntarily clicked on it, and a lot of those videos I actually have, you know, I have a disclaimer or something that says, you know, warning, this video is about cutting, as you can see in the title. Me personally, if I'm someone who cuts themselves, I'm not going to watch someone do comedy on cutting, because I feel like it'll probably trigger me or make me upset. So a logical person looks at that and says, I won't even watch it. But then they watch it and they get mad, and it's like, you chose to watch it. Just like I'm not going to go out and watch meat eater videos that, you know, are belittling animals and saying, you know, tasty, whatever, because I'm going to get pissed off. So I don't troll my own emotions by watching it. You know, so you're saying, hey, people got mad at you for talking about something that you felt. You should feel bad about yourself. And it's like, no, those people chose to watch it, and I didn't break any rules. So.
But these kids, they look up to you. And a lot of them are subscribers, and they go to this video expecting you to help them, and instead you're like, it's your fault. You're doing it for attention. And it hurts them. I've seen a lot of comments like, I love you, Greg, but hurt. This hurt my feelings. This was wrong of you. And then you just keep doing it. Like, it's not even the, like, who are doing it. Like, a lot of the fans are getting offended by it. It's hurting your own fans.
The only thing I can really say to that is that I do what I'm inspired to do, and if people are upset by something, that sucks. But at the same time, I'm not going to ignore what I'm inspired to do, and it certainly isn't to hurt feelings. It's to make comedy of something or help. You know, and comedy.
Depressing the subject.
What's that?
I feel like if you're hurting your fans' feelings, you shouldn't be touching on the subject.
If I constantly worried about whether or not I was hurting someone's feelings, I would never make a video.
But it was a lot of people. You got a lot of negative feedback from your 10 reasons to stop cutting, and then go on to make Cutterfield.
I got a lot of positive feedback too. You can't look at it, you know, as a pessimist.
Positive. Look at likes to dislikes for each video. A lot of dislikes on that video.
And you know what most people do when they get a lot of dislikes? When somebody gets a lot of dislikes on a video, they either disable the comments and disable the ratings, or they take down the video altogether, or they leave it up because they stand behind what they said, or they just want people to know that that's what they did. They made a joke like this. They're not ashamed of that joke. So, like, you know, if some people are going to be upset, you know, that I made a video on cutting, you know, that a video that they voluntarily chose to watch, that's their choice. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing just because people are getting their feelings hurt, though, because I do feel like it's actually helping a lot of people. And, you know,
when you name it Cutterfield, don't you feel that's trivializing and blighting an issue as if it's not really all that serious? I mean, doesn't that sound like it's trivializing something?
I'm not concerned with the aspect of worrying about whether or not people are going to be upset or feel trivialized on a comedy channel. It's comedy. You know, if we're gonna put, you know, restrictions on comedy based on what we feel in response to it, what is comedy? Comedy is a controlled, filtered, lifeless force. If you do that, I mean, I may as well be sitting in a church right now listening to people go, "Oh, what, you know, the Bible says you shouldn't do this and that." You know, this. I'm not a religious person for a reason.
But I'm not
I don't
talking
believe.
about
I don't
religion.
believe. I don't believe in controlling so much
Oh, I'm not talking about
how people
religion.
express themselves.
I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking
No, I'm
about
saying that's what it feels like when you talk about all this moralistic stuff on what you can and can't joke about.
well, they're serious topics, you know. I mean, you can't just sit
Yeah,
there and say that.
and
you know,
I
cutting
love
is somehow
I
a
love
funny
seeing
thing.
people talk about horrible issues in a comedic manner, like dead baby jokes. I would hate to see anything that has to do with a real baby death. But if we're talking comedy, say what you like. It's comedy. Don't take it seriously. It's a way of coping with the ugliness of the world. That's what comedy's here for, is to make us feel better about everything, to make us, you know, laugh our biggest issues off as if they're not such a big deal for at least 5 seconds.
Just the issue is that people watch 10 Things I Hate About Cutting, or whatever your original thing about cutting was.
I believe it was How to Stop Cutting or something like that.
That's the one, yes. How to stop.
Yeah, and it actually helped people stop
You were going
cutting.
to help them, and instead you read the results and told them they were attention seekers. And then that you hurt a lot of people who are personally struggling with this. It's a difficult struggle, from what I understand with my friends who cut. I don't do it. I don't know. But I have plenty of friends who do, and they're really affected by it. And if you say things like that hurts them, and you understand that you hurt a lot of people.
And I also helped a lot of people, though.
But you hurt more people than you. It was more
You don't know
harmful
that.
than it was helpful.
I haven't gotten messages from people saying that I've hurt them more than I've gotten messages from people saying that I've helped.
Because I don't message personally, but the comments, a lot of people are pissed off. And they have every right to be, because
Yeah, sure.
personally
But you know,
personally,
if you're sensitive to cutting, you shouldn't be watching a video on cutting. You know, if I'm depressed, I'm not going to watch videos on depression.
Yeah. But they went to the video thinking you were gonna help them.
I did. If you actually paid attention to what the video covered, it gave you 10 valid reasons, or however many valid reasons, as to why you should stop cutting. If you actually paid attention, like basically what that was is me in vlog format trying to help people, and then for the sake of making the video entertaining, because I was reaching a wider audience with the main channel, for the sake of making it entertaining, I told jokes about it, the way society often attacks the issue. So you see someone trying to help you, and then you see a societal joke, and then you see them trying to help you, and you see a societal joke. Some people paid attention only to the jokes. Some people paid only attention to the vlogging, and some people both. The point is that video wasn't about destroying anyone or making them feel bad. It was literally, if you pay attention to what I was actually saying in the vlog, the whole video is dedicated to actually helping people.
Okay.
It's just people aren't paying attention to what I'm actually saying. They're just focusing on the negative, which I should have expected from people who are depressed, because you're more prone to focusing on the negative when you're depressed. So in that, it was my mistake for assuming people would see the positive.
Yeah. But a lot of them didn't. The issue is, like, you understand that a lot of people were hurt and upset by that video, right?
I think if we talk about any video, because I don't think I'm wrong for the cutting video at all. First of all, it's a joke, and secondly, it did help a lot of people, and thirdly, it was aimed to help people. The video I think we should be talking about, the one that I'm not, that was significantly a little bit screwed up, significantly a little bit. The video that I felt has been a big problem for me, comedically and personally, is the "I'm so fat" video. Have you seen that
Another
one?
one, yeah, you're totally, you're making fun of a group of people who are already discriminated against. You're making them feel worse, and weight loss isn't easy.
Yeah, like how insane do you have to be to make a video about a problem in your country that affects 50% of the population, basically? That's pretty crazy, right? To make a video that is just you pouring out a bunch of things about this issue. Like, I don't know. I think we should take away freedom of expression on YouTube. What do you think?
Oh, definitely not. The way you went about it was
Oh, okay. But, you know, since we don't want to take away freedom of expression, let's just go ahead and act like everyone's a demon who tells a joke.
There's a reason a lot of these people were overweight, though, you know, in our country. It's from gland
because they were likely fed poor products from the point they were born. They were taught bad habits, and or they have a glandular problem. That's most likely, right?
They have something like diabetes that they can't control.
Diabetes is something you obtain
from birth sometimes.
Well, yeah.
You don't even know what diabetes is.
Diabetes is a blood sugar issue. It could kill you.
No, it's not. It's a lack of insulin because your pancreas creates insulin. Sometimes people are born with this condition. I dated somebody who had diabetes.
But that doesn't make you fat.
Yes, it can. And sometimes
it doesn't make you fat, though.
Yes,
it can.
Yeah, it can make you fat. It's not exclusive, but you're also, when you made this video, you're also making fun inadvertently of people that have that problem and they can't control it. So they have a right to be offended.
Well, I know someone who has type 1 diabetes and they're not overweight.
That doesn't speak for millions of other people.
Well, I'm just saying. And, you know, the video wasn't about, you know, fat. I made plenty of videos that are saying, you know, who you are on the inside makes so much of what you are on the outside. What that video specifically was about is people who don't take care of themselves. I've had multiple people who are overweight tell me they thought that video was funny. And the reason they thought it was funny is because they saw the actual message in the video rather than just focusing on their emotions. That's another video where people just misunderstood the message. That video was definitely making fun of people who don't treat their body well, who take something that was a gift to them and abuse it. But it wasn't about, you know, people who have glandular problems. It wasn't people who were born with diabetes or anything like that. People who were born with disabilities.
But you basically, you overly generalized. Pretty much made it seem like every fat person is that lazy slob, and that's really offensive to people.
I would love to see any comedian sit in front of people and just hear them respond to people going, "But you didn't think about the repercussions of your joke that people clearly can't take."
That does happen.
You
Remember
didn't
when
think
Natasha was under
about
fire?
the children.
It does happen.
The poor children.
Put under fire. Like, it happens.
Won't someone think of the children? Like, you just shouldn't take comedy seriously. Just stop. Don't take comedy seriously.
If the joke is in poor taste, the joke is in poor taste, and people are going to find
it's a joke. You know, it's not for society to individually in their whatever group, wherever they came from, decide unanimously, even though they didn't ask for everyone's vote, whether or not something is valid comedy or invalid comedy, poor taste, good taste, whatever. You know, if you this is the real thing. If you find someone tells jokes that you can't handle, you should not watch them. Just like I don't watch certain comedians because their jokes are disgusting. Like people who talk about nonstop about their dick. I don't watch them because it's not entertaining. Or people who talk about degrading women constantly, like refer to women constantly as, you know, something lesser. You know, it's one thing if they tell one joke about that and then they're obviously not chauvinist. But if later on they're still telling jokes about this and you start to get that this person really does think that women are lesser, I can't watch them. You know, it's just I don't sit here and go, whoa, they said a chauvinist joke. That's not funny, because I would be silly to do that. I instead just don't watch them. So that's that.
Well, yeah, but a good example of this is Daniel Tosh. He told the one rape joke and the world exploded, but he's told other jokes kind of about rape that didn't get nearly as much negative feedback because the other one was in poor taste. He pointed at a woman in an audience and said, "Wouldn't it be funny if 5 guys raped her?" That's not funny. I'm sorry, Daniel, your joke's not funny. Your joke is horribly offensive. But the other one, he tells one about replacing his sister's face with silly string. I thought that was pretty funny.
What's your point?
My point is that if the joke is in bad taste, it's gonna offend people.
I know.
And that's, you know, like, you keep doing it, like you made the I'm So Fat video, and then you made a speaks video bad about what you said. Even though what you said was like a broad generalization of every fat person.
I think the Speaks video, if I remember it correctly, specifically said what I already said, which is that video was about people who don't take care of themselves.
Oh, you were like, how
So there's nothing wrong with backing up me making fun of people.
Glandular problems or anything like that.
I did in the video. In the actual comedy video, I mentioned glandular problems and how a lot of people use that as an excuse when they don't really have a glandular problem. In that statement, I make it clear that some people have glandular problems and they are legitimate.
But like, see, when you did that though, now you're sending the message that people lie about glandular problems all the time.
They do.
I'm sure
I've been told by people who don't have glandular problems that they have them. People do lie about that. Just like people say I'm big boned.
Some people cut themselves for attention, but most don't. Just like some people lie about glandular problems, but
you know
most
the people
don't.
you know the people who don't cut themselves for attention? You don't, do you? Because you never hear that they cut themselves.
Yeah, I'm aware of how cutting works and how people secretly cut.
No, if I have something that I want zero attention on, I don't want anybody to know about it, they won't find out.
Yeah,
and if they do find out, I'm going to try to stamp it out. I'm not going to post pictures to Tumblr. I'm not going to post pictures to my Instagram or anything of that nature of me cutting myself because it's not for attention. If I want attention, and this applies to me too because I've done many things in the past I've said I didn't want attention for, but obviously I did, otherwise I wouldn't post it to the web. If you don't want attention for something, you keep it private.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
A lot of those cutting pictures online are posted anonymously so that people can talk about it anonymously with other people.
Okay, well then obviously they don't want specific attention for it, or maybe they're not brave enough to put their name next to it, or for whatever reason, who knows? But the point is that if you don't want attention for something, you don't post it. You don't share it with people.
Well, one of my best friends from high school cut herself on her hip. The way I found out, she bent over, and I saw the cut.
Okay, so your friend obviously didn't do it for attention.
Yeah, most people who cut don't.
Okay, so obviously I'm not talking about them when I say they're doing it for attention, because that wouldn't make any sense.
You said that people, you also say people cut because they're weak. No, people who cut are really strong because they're facing one of the toughest battles that there is to face.
What did you just say before they're facing the toughest?
Like you said repeatedly that people who cut themselves are weak, but they're actually really strong because they're facing one of the toughest battles they'll ever have to in their lives.
I don't. You know, me saying that people who cut themselves are weak is a mistake. I don't agree with that statement. I've done that many times. Like people will say I'm a hypocrite. Sometimes I am a hypocrite, but sometimes I just don't agree with what I said before. And I don't agree that people who cut themselves are weak at all. I feel like they're going through an imbalance, or they have a disorder, or they're going through a number of things that in many cases is beyond their control. That doesn't make them weak. Because I've never suffered that condition. I've never conquered that condition. So how could I conclude whether or not they're weak when I don't have anything to measure the strength of it with?
Exactly.
Or the strength required. So they're not weak. That was wrong of me to say.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm glad that you're admitting to that.
I've said this so many times in the past. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. No problem at all.
I have totally lost track of where I am in the notes at this point.
How about this? Let's continue this another time in the future. We've been talking for like over an hour. So.
Oh, I have one more thing I want to address.
All right.
One more thing that a lot of people once again ask me. I want to ask the big ones first. How come sometimes fans will come to you for advice and you can be really rude to them? One example is, of course, the classic Walmart scenario. But then the other day, a kid emailed you.
I still stand by that Walmart thing. That's no reason to kill yourself over or attempt to kill yourself.
His or her mother was being emotionally abused. You don't know what happens behind closed doors.
The number one example they used of their mom emotionally abusing them was their mom not wanting to take them to Walmart.
No, the problem was that he or she offered the mom $50 to take to Walmart, and the mom told him to shove it. That's not something you say to your teenage kids.
Okay, let me tell you something. My mom, when I was little, I was attacked with a fire extinguisher by my mom. I was slapped in the face by my mom. I was attacked with a flashlight by my mom. I was told many things by my mom. I was made fun of when I cried. by my mom. I've been through a lot of things with my mom, and I still think she's a brilliant mother. I still love her.
After all that, why?
That sounds like.
Are you serious? You're gonna. All right.
Mother
Well,
attacks you with a flashlight.
That makes sense, but the problem is.
hey, you know what? It's not easy being a parent. Okay, parents make mistakes too.
I know. I have a 5-year-old.
Okay. Well, no, I'm just saying, and you know, I wasn't 5 years old when she attacked me with a flashlight. I was like 15. And when I was attacked with a fire extinguisher, it wasn't like, you know, she actually smoked me out of my room because it's holding the door shut. So she stuck the fire extinguisher.
Oh, so she didn't like beat you with the fire extinguisher. She just
No.
kind of scared you out.
Oh,
With,
she
I was
only knocked in
imagining
your
her like hitting you over the head with a fire extinguisher.
No, she hit me with this big flashlight that was like has one of those giant batteries in it. She smacked me on the side. I think it was just because I said I didn't want to do chores or something stupid.
Okay.
But no, she smoked me out of the room because it's holding the door shut, and she smacked. She spanked me. She smacked me in the face. She did a lot of things physically to me, and she said a lot of things that were very mean. But you know, parents aren't perfect. And you know, if I said, "Mom, can you drive me to Walmart?" She says, "Shove it." I laugh because that's like the weakest thing that she would ever have done to me. Shove it. You know, I was depressed when I was a kid. I wanted to die. I think I was actually at a point where I prayed my heart would stop in my sleep so I could just stop feeling so much suffering and pain. But you know, I didn't fucking go to some guy and say, "Hey, my mom won't take me to Walmart. I want to die." It wouldn't make sense because that's beyond a first world problem.
But how do you know
No,
that
the Walmart was just an example. This kid had been in the hospital for committing suicide twice because of how his mom treated him for her.
That was a part of that was me not paying attention to
Yeah,
me. Like
in the hospital because
I did pay attention to the Walmart part. I did pay attention to the Walmart part, but I didn't so much pay attention to, you know, what they did to themselves because of these obviously trivial problems. I mean, it's hard to debate that that's not a trivial problem if you look at people with real problems.
You don't know what happened. That was the example you were given.
You have an opportunity. The only example they gave me was the Walmart thing. If
That
you
was
have an
like
opportunity,
no, like didn't the kid say that was what happened to him that day? Maybe that
No.
was like a weak example.
no, they literally had the opportunity to tell me the worst thing that their mom had ever done to them, and they said
Maybe
Walmart.
they don't want to do that. Maybe they don't want to open that up to the
Yeah, they don't want to
Like,
open up
maybe
what
we
the
were
worst thing their
example.
parents have done to them, but they're happy to tell me that they've been hospitalized.
One of your fans came to you for help because his mother was abusive.
Well, here, let me make this very clear.
That's not okay.
Let me make this very clear. I've said this in videos before. I'm not a sensitive person. You know, I can be sensitive about a lot of things, but to put it bluntly, I am an asshole to so many people. And
why
that's just
is that
that's
okay?
not being an asshole. Like, you can try, if you're an asshole, you can try not to be an asshole to a lot of people, but the asshole just keeps coming out no matter what you do.
Try to fix
And
that. That sounds like a personal.
you can try. You can try. Like, for instance, look at any comedian who's an asshole to people. They tend to, a lot of people, like, I don't want to use, I feel so stupid when I compare myself to people who are well known. I wish I had someone
I
of a
don't know
lower
how that
level to
makes
compare
sense,
myself to.
because I don't know how that makes sense, because Lenny Bruce, when he was a comedian, was an absolute asshole on stage, but he was the nicest person ever off, so it's all a matter of who you are as a person on the inside.
No, let's just forget the comedian aspect. Just some people are assholes, and they can't, I mean, it's just part of their personality. With responding to people online, you can easily not respond to them if you have something negative to say. And obviously, like, that was, how long ago, like, we're not even mentioning the 12-year-old girl I made fun of. You guys ever find out about that? There's
Well,
a 12-year-old.
I was about to mention the kid that went to your business email the other
No,
day.
no. I'm talking about there's this 12-year-old girl who was. See, this is me being an asshole. I find this to be funny. More first world problems. This girl came to my. Hold on. This girl. Hold on. This girl came to my site and she got banned for saying a bunch of things. And then she made. This is such an asshole thing to do. She made a video of her videotaping the. She didn't show her face or anything. She just videotaped her getting banned from the forums and was like making a big deal out of it. So I made another video, all like completely free. Like, I was like, you know, completely distraught by getting blocked from a a forum or whatever. I took that video down because it was ridiculous. It was so insensitive. It was stupid. It was immature. It was pathetic on my part. But that's just an example of how big of an asshole I can be. That's something that you have to consciously do, yes, to go through these things, and you learn from those lessons. You say, okay, obviously I shouldn't do these things because I'm hurting people's feelings, like with anything personal that I do, like talking about that person specifically. I'm happy to say something about a group of people, but when it comes to, you know, saying something about this girl who goes to Walmart or doesn't go to Walmart and now she's suicidal, that's too direct. When you do things like that, you turn into a bully. And it's like, yeah, I'm an asshole, but I don't have to be a bully. That's a choice. So that's a shift I've taken in a lot of that.
Okay. What about like, the other day you emailed your business email when he was trying to ask you advice about his dad? Like, I know it was the business email, but he was probably young. He probably only saw one email address and sent it to it. You didn't have to call him out.
The email address is at business mail only. You have to be fucking stupid to type in at business mail only and think that that was the appropriate address to write. I made that domain and I made that address. No, you literally have to be stupid to write somebody at their business mail only address and go, hey, this isn't business mail, but it's like, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
Find the other email address.
There is no other email address. I have a contact page. It's onision.net/contact. I've had it for about 3 years.
Yeah,
you have to be dumb. And I make fun of dumb people.
So if a kid wants to get a hold of you privately, this is the only email address that's on the page.
Kids shouldn't be contacting me privately.
Well, they want to because they want to ask you for advice because that's what you did up until a few months ago.
No, I've had a business mail for some time.
That's not what I said.
You talking about advice? Just advice?
No, I mean like.
Yeah, that's on my contact page. It's very. I make it very clear. This is business mail only.
It's the only email address on your Facebook page, and a kid wants to ask you a question for your videos via email. That's the only way that they have to go.
No, they should probably register in their brain that when something's at business mail only, they should probably only email it with business content.
If you're 13 years old, how are you going to really take that step?
I wasn't stupid when I was 13.
You remember being 13 years old?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I would not write someone at a business email with non-business.
Yeah, but it's the only email address they have to contact.
And if
on the Facebook.
they could write me via message on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, but
there's many ways to contact me. I make it okay, for instance this. On every single channel I have it says contact me. You click on that, it goes to my contact page. I make it very obvious how to contact me.
Yeah, but this kid obviously like he was gonna be urgent, so he figured he'd see the email first.
No.
It makes sense to me. If I really need hold of someone, I will message them.
You will completely disregard obvious statements that they don't want to be contacted about non-business stuff.
Still,
that's really inconsiderate.
Hold of someone, would you not talk to them on like every way you could?
No, I'd respect their business email.
You wanted to, but if you're a little, like you're not gonna know a business email.
Little kid is not 13. A little kid is like 11. When I was 13, I was pretty competent.
Okay, but obviously this kid wasn't, and he's a fan. You slammed him all over.
I slammed people in general.
Well, yeah, but this kid came to you for advice. That's the problem. Why are you mean?
Did I say their name?
No, but still, he's a.
So how did I slam them? Did I give any indication to who it was? No.
No, but you should still know that it's like a kid coming to you for advice that you just made fun of in a very public manner. Doesn't matter if he said his name or not. He's gonna see that and be offended.
I think one thing that people should take out of this entire discussion is that I shouldn't be expected to be Jesus Christ. I shouldn't be expected to be this guy who has unlimited capacity to deal with bullshit. I'm a human being just like everybody else, and if I get pissed off because people keep emailing me their little problems about stupid shit and to my business email, that's my right. I can get upset by that.
Okay, I completely disagree. No one ever said that you had to be Jesus. We're just pointing out things that.
Well, no, people expect me to be something other than human. And it's like,
No,
you know what? Some people are nice. Some people are rude. Some people are in between. Some people are a variety of things.
and some people come to you advice and not expect.
I have a limit to what I'm willing to put up with. And you know what? Did you see how many likes that got? Did you see how many people agreed with me with that? A lot of people. Because a lot of people in society are sick of idiots. We really are, we're just sick of people being completely stupid and disregarding obvious signs. Do not walk here, and then seeing some asshole fall down the stairs because he's an idiot who doesn't pay attention to the obvious signs. Just like, you know, a lot of my videos, if you cut, do not watch this video, and people still watch it. You know, we're in a world of dumbasses, and I'm one of the dumbasses on a regular basis, but I totally understand it if people rant about me when I'm being stupid. And they should understand why I rant about them when they're stupid. Of course I'm not saying their names. Of course I'm not making personal attacks against them, telling people to go hate on them or anything. I'm just expressing myself because that's what people do to maintain their sanity in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still completely disagree.
That's, you know, good for you. Good for you sitting right in front of a person practically saying you disagree with them. That's very brave of you. That's cool. What?
No, I'm just clearing my throat.
Oh. No, but I really appreciate, you know, you being willing to talk to me about all this stuff. And and feel free to compile another list in a week or two, or I don't know when.
Yeah, we didn't really cover all the questions, so I can just keep those and then have people add.
Yeah, we'll talk more in the future about, I don't know, everything that's nobody's business.
Fair enough.
Just because I don't even really understand why I bother, but people want to talk, so I'll talk. You know, I'm not this guy who, you know, sits in his little lair and cuts himself off from the rest of the world. I'm a human being, so I'm happy to be reasonable for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna click in broadcast, and
Cool.
thanks for talking to me.
Yeah.